Let's bring in Congressman Robert Aderholt. He serves on the House Appropriations Committee. He represents the 4th Congressional District of Alabama. Robert, welcome to Washington Watch.
Thank you, Tony. Good to be with you.
Appreciate you joining us today. We were just talking about the WHO measure that passed yesterday, but I want to speed forward ahead and talk about the continuing resolution. You're on the appropriations. The House leadership had to pull that back today. What are the prospects of securing government funding past the end of the year into the next Congress?
Well, I was really supportive of the Speaker's proposal, which I know you're familiar with and your listeners, that we would just go ahead and push it up until after the election, let the new president deal with it. Hopefully, of course, many of us are in the category that Trump would be better to deal with that. And also that we could attach the SAVE Act. The Speaker, Mike Johnson, was very supportive of that. He has been working on that. He continues to work on that. But for some reason, we had some of our colleagues, Republican colleagues, that is, that felt like they couldn't support it. And I'm just, I think if we can get the SAVE Act on this, and as you well know, the SAVE Act keeps anybody who is a non-citizen, whether they're here legally or they're here illegally, from voting. And that's been a real problem that we have seen in past elections. There's been questions about it, people wanting to vote when they're here legally, and they go and try to vote and sometimes do vote. And this would make it very clear that whether you're here legally or illegally, if you're not a citizen, you can't vote in our elections.
I want to play a clip from earlier today. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries holding his weekly press conference, basically slamming the Republicans for trying to attach the SAVE Act to the continuing resolution. Clip 8, please.
They have put on the table an extreme ransom demand that they want to jam down the throats of the American people. So it's not hyperbole, hysteria, or a hypothetical to suggest that House Republicans may try to shut the government down. It's the reality.
I mean, how do they get by with making these claims?
Well, we are trying to pass a bill that, of course, the Democrats don't want to help us at all. We understand that, as you know, the new fiscal year starts on October 1st, September 30th is our deadline. And there's no way that we can, in the next 2.5 weeks, that we can pass all 12 appropriation bills. We have passed 5 here in the House. The Senate, I don't think, has passed any on the floor. As of a few days ago, they had not. And we have got to have some time to iron out these appropriation bills. And we don't need to pass bad appropriation bills. You remember earlier this year, we did that big omnibus bill, or a couple of minibuses. They were really omnibuses and split in two. And there was some bad things, especially some bad earmarks from the Senate. Right. And so we don't want to just push something through. And I know a lot of our colleagues, they say they're not voting for a continuing resolution, but please, I would ask them to vote for a continuing resolution if it keeps a bad bill from occurring and keeping us from passing legislation that is really detrimental to the framework of this country. And so I would implore my colleagues to say, vote for CR if it's a good CR. Right. And this is a good CR.
With the SAVE Act attached to it. I just got about a minute left, Congressman Aderholt. The likely scenario I see is that if your Republican colleagues do not support the CR, keeping things as they are with the SAVE Act going into next year, the alternative is going to be the Democrats are going to jam Republicans in a lame duck session of Congress at the end of the year with either an omnibus or with a CR with all types of things that the left wants in it. Am I correct?
That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's why you may have your congressman may be very principled and say they don't vote for CRs. But in this instance, they're voting for bad legislation that the Democrats would want. And you need to, I would ask your listeners and your viewers to call into their congressman and say, vote for the Speaker's CR the good CR that holds the Democrats accountable.
All right. I would be in agreement with that. Congressman Robert Aderholt, thanks so much for taking time to join us this afternoon.
Thanks, Tony. Always good to be with you.